Welcome to my video newsletter. My name is Alice Foy. I am the owner and team operations strategist here at the Digital Jane. This is my third time recording one of these videos. It's going really well, so this is going to be a way that I also ensure that if you're busy and you don't have a chance to read, you can still hear the purpose of the newsletter and still get the helpful tips, right? So if you read last week's, I went over how to properly vet candidates. This week, I want to talk about the process of onboarding, because if you have qualified a candidate, you have sent them the offer letter, they even go through the HR process, so their I-9 is done, or whichever way they're being hired. Now you have to get them trained and ready to do their job. And this is often the time where a team leader will overload this new hire with so many things that they may or may not need, access to. It's either going one or two ways. Either they have too much or too little. And so today I want to focus on 3 things that you can do to ensure that you are properly preparing them during the training period when we're getting them going in their position. Now, there are some teams that stop after the HR process and then they're just kind of thrown in. We want to avoid that. So one of my first tips today is to make sure that you have a training plan, that there is a plan for the way you are going to train and prepare this person to do their job. I always say someone can come with expertise 20 years. They still need to be trained on how things go in your company, how the collaboration happens, how productivity tools and things are used, how the processes flow, who do they need to contact, how that kind of flow needs to happen. And so if you don't already, having a training plan to account for all the things that you may need to cover is going to be super helpful to make sure that everything is being covered, number 1. And then 2 is giving them concentrated time and dedicated time to get up to speed on certain things. The second thing is, in this training period, you do not want to overload the new hire with too much information. I know with the best of intentions, you may share your whole drive, you may throw them a bunch of folders, you may send a bunch of templates and documents and emails, and I'm going to forward this to you so you can see it. That can be overwhelming and sometimes cause them not to be able to retain any of the information you want them to. And so instead of going this way, I recommend that you develop in your training schedule which resources need to be shared with them at that point. So for example, on day 1, if they're being onboarded into the company, this is the welcome to the company, this is who we are, these are our policies and procedures, that kind of thing. On day 1, maybe you just share the company handbook and policies and procedures, and maybe the org chart or the team directory with everyone's contact information. These are the kind of things you may want to think about, so then that way when your training call is over or session, they have dedicated time to look through those materials before moving on to the next thing. On the second day, you may want to do a tech-specific training where you get them maybe they're already in their email, but you get them going in their email, make sure their email signature is set up, make sure that they can view everyone's calendars that they need to, that they know how to get in Asana, that the password manager is going, and you're just giving them a more in-depth space to make sure that all the IT kind of things are set and that there aren't any issues. On this day, the resources you may want to share are like Asana training guides. You may want to pull some videos from YouTube and have them watch those. You just want to give dedicated time for them to be able to click around, have some hands-on time, and then also be able to review the materials or processes that you have to support it. On the third day, for example, this may be when you want to get them going in their actual role. So on this day, you may want to share any workflows, resources that are specific to their job, like standard operating procedures or processes. You may want to share like folders with them that are specific to them. You may also want to share a transition memo from the last person who was in their position. This information and having a set day to cover that as all the starting questions and to understand what their starting tasks or projects are is a great way to get them going. So those are just a few. Of course, can be fully customized based on what your company needs are, but we help teams to develop custom training plans so that the way that you use tech, the way that your team operates, the way that your team collaborates is all accounted for in your training plan. You want to prepare people to operate in excellence, especially if that's what you expect from them. So if you need help, as always, tap your girls. We're here to support you. I hope that you have a wonderful week. And if you have any questions or comments on this, feel free to reply in the comment section or directly to this email. Have a great week. Bye.